what's up, everybody? It's the Swinging Bull here with Mr. SLP for Swinging Stocks. We do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. The big question for today is Tesla going to dump for earnings? What do you think about that, Mr. SLP?
Well, yeah, good morning, guys. Good morning. Yeah, for Tesla, not quite sure. I mean, it's been on such a great run, and I did expect this. I did say on Sunday in our group that the best thing was to buy Tesla on Monday, and my whole plan was to play it up until the earnings and get out of it before. Which you could have done. I mean, you could have grabbed on Monday and made some big gains. I think Amy over there, of course, the Tesla queen, was alerting Tesla yesterday and just smashing those targets with some big gains. And that would have been the best bet, I think, for Tesla. I think that every earnings it's so volatile, right? Every earnings, it moves up and down $50, $60, $70 to the upside, downside. So for me, it's too much risk to hold over, into the earnings. So I'm going to play it smart up into the earnings and then play it again after earnings. So that's kind of what my plan is. What about your plan?
Yeah, no, that sounds about right to me. Tesla's always very, like you said, very volatile during earnings. I mean, we're talking $50, $75 move in one direction or the other. So personally, I think we get a little run up to the earnings, and that's going to be what I'm going to be, opportunities I'm looking for is the run up to the earnings, and then after the earnings results, we'll see what the price action does. And then maybe play the aftermath of the earnings. So that's kind of my plan with Tesla there.
Quick. What else are you looking at, Bull? I mean, Tesla right now is dumping off, right? I mean, it looks so good. It hit 750. Then we see this big dump off. But I mean, I think it's good if it holds this area. This is a support from yesterday. So if it holds this area, which is 733, I think we can get a nice curl back up. But if it decides to break this, we're going to have to go and pay attention to other levels from yesterday and previous days, right? So there's a lot of different supports there that we can go off of. But if you just put this trend line from, say, the beginning here, which is 688, you put it all the way up, pretty much broke that trend today, right? So it's something that I would like to just sit on the sidelines and watch. But if you look, this trend has broken, and obviously the shorts are going to try to take this over and play it to the downside now. Just like yesterday, I mean, what did we hit yesterday? At 735, 740, then dumped right off to the low sevens.
Yeah, so kind of did
this could be the same case today. So
yeah, kind of a similar move yesterday morning when the bell rang, just like you said, pumped up to 740, dropped all the way down to 710 in the morning time, and a similar move today when the bell rang, pumped up to 750, dropped down to 730, 20-point move to the downside. So if it's anything like yesterday, if we hold this level it's at right now, the 730 level, maybe a bull run for the rest of the day if it's anything like yesterday, is what I'm seeing.
Yep. Sorry, guys, I'm just writing something real quick. What is the whole heat map doing right now? Or is it pretty green out there, or are we pretty much going red?
Let's take a look real quick. So we're about 35 minutes in the open. It's a mixed bag, looking like a mixed bag. Energy's down after, everything basically ran yesterday. So we do have some sectors pulling back today after the run we had yesterday.
How's energy doing?
Energy today is down, but yesterday it ran with the market. So a little bit of a pullback in energy today. We got some lots of red in utilities today so far. The bigger companies, Microsoft up 0.5% so far. Google just slightly in the green. Disney's up 2.5%. Amazon up 1.5%. Tesla up about 1.5%. So some of the bigger companies still kind of holding steady from yesterday's gains. But we are seeing some sell-offs in specifically the energy sector, the financial sector selling off a little bit today, and healthcare looking a little bit red. Actually, and then the healthcare plan sector is really red today. So there are some sectors selling off from the bull run we had yesterday, but the bigger companies are kind of flat, so that might be propping the market up from selling off too bad here. So that's what I'm looking at on the heat map.
Yeah, so you see here Tesla's holding this level. So I mean, it dipped below this trend, but it's holding this level. It's going to try to sell off here, but we also can get a push right off this trend line. It could basically retest the trend line and maybe make a push right off of there. So so it's not all that lost yet. We can still play Tesla today up into earnings. I'm just looking for the right time to pounce on that. Right, we don't want to just jump in at head first without looking at what we got in front of us. So yeah, so that's that. If you guys have any questions, just pop them in the live stream chat, which is just a few places up from Market Talk here as well. Yeah, so hold on, I'm just trying to get things sorted out here. I was talking to Bull just before we came on this stream. I was talking about the marijuana stock. So I think there's great opportunity in marijuana stocks. They're moving up. They're moving up today, even if the market's a little bit red. We are moving up pretty nicely in like Crone. If you look at Crone, we're up 6%. Definitely been beaten down for about a year or two, right? Like nonstop downtrending. I mean, put it on the weekly chart. I mean, look at this bad boy just it hit this. It had a nice bounce from this level, which was a good support back in 2017. We bounced off this level twice, 2020, and then the end of 2020. Right. So, and then we had a nice move up to what, $15 from 5. So right here, look where we are right now. We're all the way down. We've made new lows. We broke through this 2020 support, and now we're down here at $3. I did alert it, I believe like 305, 303, something like that a week ago. I love the trend that it's on, and that's why I did alert it. You see this beautiful trend. It started uptrending here. Yeah, look at that. And we've just been holding this trend channel for a while, this uptrend. So I do like it for continuation. I think this is where we're probably going to get hit on the head with a little bit of resistance, probably right here about 333, 334. But I think once we blast through this line, I think we get to $4 or $5. I mean, if it starts running and marijuana finally starts coming out of that downtrend, guys, these could have monster runs for the next couple of months. I would say months, because kind of that's how Telray was, right? I mean,
TLRY, yeah.
Telray is also nice, up 8% today.
Wow. Yeah, so marijuana stocks are definitely running.
Look at this pump right here, 2022. Just this year, it went from $4 up to $9. Wow, this was over like a week or two. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you look at previous times, this big monster run here, this was the $67, and it started at $4, and this was about like maybe 3-4 months. This whole move right here. Yeah. So I mean, as if they pass some of the bills in Congress, if they get some things passed, this thing can start curling up, and it could be a good play for the next couple of weeks to months, for sure. So I can delete this. This was before, and I can probably delete these things because these are irrelevant now.
Yeah, definitely curling up there, breaking some resistance that it had over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, if you put it right up here, and you can see we broke this. Man, I hate Weeble sometimes with the lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can see, we broke this right here, this resistance, broke through it, came back down to test this support right here. If we just draw a line right here, we came back down, broke this resistance, came back down to retest this support right here, bounced right off, and we're holding this area, this $3 area, pretty well.
Yeah.
I just say we need to get, well, we got through this recent high, so yeah, this thing can really start blasting.
Yeah. That's kind of,
Yeah,
well,
for
yeah,
sure.
that's the chart I was looking at right there. It looks like we already broke through some previous resistance, some recent
Yep,
resistance we had right
we
there.
did.
Broke through that today. So yeah, definitely if we can hold that top level you just drew out there, definitely going to be some more upside there.
So yeah, so I like Telray, I like Kroon. CGC is the main one that I like because it's been on monster runs before, and also I read yesterday that they paid 200 million in debt off, so they've been paying their debt off, right? And they also have a big cash position still. They got a good income. It's like 90 million a quarter. And any good news in just the general marijuana industry sends these ones flying. I wouldn't go chasing, but I did alert them in our Discord a little bit lower than what they are now. Just play the trend, play the chart. As long as it keeps uptrending, then there's going to be little dips along the way where we can, add to our position, or you can start a position.
Yeah, kind of wait for the pullbacks. We don't want to enter when it's already running. This morning, you kind of might, could pull back. We don't want to get caught at the top. But just what Lee said, if you're interested in maybe entering, wait for a pullback, and then you can go ahead and start a position there. But it seems like marijuana companies are getting some good action today. That's a good analysis on TLRY there, Lee. Appreciate that. We do have Brother D in Discord wants to know if we think we'll see some continuation on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon was blasting today.
Yeah, Amazon, they got back above the 120 after they did their forward split. They got above 120, then sold off to the low 100s, and now they're back above 120 again. So interesting price action from Amazon post forward split there. So yeah, let's see if we think we're going to see some continuation there, but it's looking good, making higher lows on the short time, making higher lows.
Yeah, man, I can't.
It's because of that forward split.
Yeah, man,
the chart's janky with.
It's wrecking me. It's wrecking me in my analysis here, guys. But yeah, I was looking at this break right here, and we basically we broke this resistance, came back down, but again we broke it, and a lot more volume this time around to push it higher. Right. We saw a move. Now we're over this. We couldn't get over that EMA 50-day. Now we're over that area, so this thing can really start moving. If we see some continuation, I would definitely aim for like 125 next.
That's what I'm looking at.
Here.
Yeah, 125.
I would aim. So this is, say, this area. I'm going to just draw a line even. Let's just draw a line. So say that, normally if you're looking at taking profit, you want to do it a little bit below resistance points. If you're trying to trim your position or you're trying to take profit, you can put a target, a sell order just below resistance and maybe trim just in case it gets rejected. Right. And then, if we blast through, you still got a small position to play the continuation. So I think we can really start pushing up here. Put a line right here. If it's straight, sometimes I can't see. I need glasses. But yeah, so I would aim right here. This will be the first target right here, second target right here. If we see a continuation and the market continues up towards like SPY goes towards 400, I think these are definitely obtainable targets right here, right here. So this is one, let me put it here, 125, say. 125.
Yep.
Here. It's one target, and then right here, I would even reach if we blast through there. I would say 130 is definitely obtainable right here.
I like those targets
for sure. So if we continue up and we're looking at this resistance here to maybe trim our position 125. Hold a little position just in case we do blast through, or you can hold your whole position and just raise your stops.
Right.
Just in case we do get rejected to protect your profits. It's really up to you how your trading plan, how risky it is. But for me, I like to trim a little bit of my position, hold some. If it breaks through, then I raise my stops along the way up. But I do like to trim my position. But I do like it.
Yeah, it looks like that 130 level, that second target you got there, looks like that might be the bottom of the gap down that happened.
I'm looking right here.
In May.
Looking right here. And this is a big gap right here between, we're looking at 130
to like 140.
Right here, 130, 138 is the gap there. There's a lot of gaps. But I really do. I like Amazon over Google, because if you look at Amazon's chart, they come down a lot lower in the past 3-4 months than, say, Google. I mean, if you look at the weekly chart on Amazon, it's come down all the way down to these levels right before COVID right here, right? This is COVID, this big dip. So just before COVID hit, this was a big resistance.
It was
for Amazon, right? So this was a resistance right here,
and now it's acting as support.
Now that was the big test, right? So we saw a resistance there, finally blasting through it right here, and then this was the area that we were going to pay very close attention to, and this is what I put in our Discord. I kept on. I don't know if people hate seeing my charts every couple of days, but
I don't think they hate it. I think they love it.
This is I was just saying, guys, we gotta make sure this holds, because if this holds, this line holds, which was a resistance, and it holds the support, this is a great area to start building your position from. And look at it. I mean, it's retested it many times, and it held this area like a champ, and now we're going back up. So I think realistically 125, 130 is good. It held this level very well. And so you look at this and you say, well, this came down. This is a great level to start buying at. So if you look at Google, it hasn't really come down. This is the level, right? This is the level that Google was before COVID, down here. It's all the way down here. And then down
Google
here,
does look better.
Even down here, this was during COVID. We saw, well, now it's a forward split, so it's a bit different. It probably was like $1,000 maybe. This was a good support level. This was a resistance, and see, this hasn't come down that far compared with Amazon, right? So for me, I think Amazon's a better deal at the levels that it was at over Google. Also, Google's red today, Amazon's green, tells you where the money's flowing into.
Right.
So yeah, I do not like. I prefer Amazon over Google. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. And the reason why I prefer Amazon over Google is because I think we're getting a better deal on it. Exactly what you just went over. Well, I think Amazon's at a better value zone than Google. So as far as the long term goes, I actually added shares to my retirement account in Amazon when it was in the low 100s. I think my average is like 104 or something. So I'm already up. Amazon's at 120 now, so I'm up pretty good on Amazon.
Me too.
As far as getting a better deal, I think Amazon's better than Google. Absolutely, 100%.
Also, I mean, don't forget Amazon. You can buy anything on Amazon. And just reading the reviews just gets me going. So I prefer to look at the reviews on Amazon. That was hilarious what I saw yesterday with the bug spray. I don't know, you have to check it out, Bull. I put it in Stop Talk, I put a screenshot of the review. It was hilarious. But if you're looking at Kern, because I know that Top
was asking about Kern, so we can cycle back to the marijuana companies.
So with Kern, from this big gap down, it is a cannabis related stock. I believe they do like payments for cannabis companies. So this gap down from 30 down to 13 was because there was an offering. So we saw an offering here happen, right? And then we saw a nice move, hit our targets. We got in about 14 cents, hit our targets at 22 cents. Our targets were like at 20 cents. So we blasted through our targets. So now I'm looking at it and we're hitting hitting up against that resistance point, which is 17 cents and 48. So 17.48. If we can get through that, so say, I would say like 17.55, 60, something like that. If we can blast through there and hold that level and use this area as support, I think the next target would definitely be 19. And we can hit our we can go up against 19, and then if we go through 19, we get to 20, 21 again. But we are hitting resistance right now. So we definitely need to get through here, hold this level, and then hold that as a base, as a new support, and then we can get right up to 19, 20 again. I absolutely think it can get there. It's just we have to look at their float's not that bad. We have to look at
32 million
at their compliance, things like that, because it's been under $1 for some time.
Right.
Their easy way out may be to a forward split, so a reverse split. So we'd have to just check into that.
Yeah, and that's interesting though. I have similar levels on my current chart, and it's exactly kind of what you're saying. We kind of need to hold above this 23% fib line, which is the 1750 area. 17.5 cents. If we can hold above there, I do see that level right around 20 cents. The very next level that I saw that was formed on July 14th, which was about a week ago, is that 22 cent area. I think is going to be a big resistance there if we can make it that high. So those are the levels I'm definitely watching. It's going to be the 20 cent and then the 22 cent. I think
we can get there. It's definitely a candidate for taking off. As you can see, even it broke this trend line resistance here. And then we broke through it today. So, I mean, it's looking very positive for maybe a touch of that 19-20 cent range in the near future. I really do think that, it could, if it gets buying volume, then I think this thing can blast off for sure. But I'm just not sure until it gets there, right? So
yeah, no, I agree.
Give me a second.
Sure, no problem. I'm gonna look up the PE ratios on Google and Amazon and see what the difference is there. We got ABC123 asked that in chat, so let's take a look there. Amazon PE forward, 170. The market cap. Also, I wanted to look at that 1.23 trillion for Amazon. And let me take a look at Google here. 2.3. Okay, so kind of similar market caps. I mean, you're right, ABC. Google does have a better PE ratio. Amazon's PE ratio is kind of through the roof, right? It was like over 177 or something like that. So it's something to keep your eye on. There are investors that think very, very high PE ratios could mean that they're overvalued. Definitely something to keep your eye on. Google's float, 11.4 billion. Pretty sure Amazon's up there as well. Amazon's float, 9.7 billion. So yeah, Google has a better PE ratio. Amazon does have a better float by $2 billion almost. So, we got to kind of look at the bigger picture and try and make the best decision possible. Personally, I'm going to have, I already have a retirement position in Amazon. For Google, I missed that last little sell-off after the forward split they just did on Monday. So I'm going to wait for another pullback, and I'm going to be adding Google to another brokerage account I have. But one plus thing Amazon has is their float is 2 billion less than Google. So Amazon might be a little bit easier to move with volume than Google, but Google does have a better PE ratio. So different things we can look at. ABC 123. Me personally, I'm gonna add them both. I'm gonna add both of them to my retirement account. So, but just a couple subtle differences. Amazon does have a better float than Google, but Google has a better PE ratio. And we could even take a bigger deep dive and look into their revenue and stuff like that. And I'm sure we'll see differences there. Me personally, like I said, I'm adding both of them. So I'm not really going to compete the two against each other because I'm just going to add both of them. And I'm going to hold it 5-10 years. I'm turning 40 years old next month in August. I'm adding both. I'm just going to kind of DCA into them probably like the first of every month. So it's July 20th right now. August 1st, September 1st. At the first of every month, I'm gonna add some money to both of them, and I'm just gonna do that for a couple years. And then, by the time I turn 50 years old in about 10 years, should be sitting on a nice stack there with Google and Amazon. So that's my plans for Google and Amazon ABC, if that helps any. Yeah, Lee, we were just kind of comparing Google to Amazon, looking at the difference of their PE ratios and the differences of their floats and stuff like that. So we chatted a little bit about that while you stepped away there for a second. But
Thank you.
I was just saying, yeah, no problem. So I was just letting them know that me personally, I'm not really trying to compare Google and Amazon too much. It is nice to look at the differences, but the reason why I'm not really comparing them is because I'm going to have both of them in my retirement account. So
yeah. So man, this one's nice. This one's really nice.
Let's see. Looking at CGC Canopy. Okay. Yep.
Up 14%.
Yeah, almost 15%. Yep.
So this starting to break. It broke out this resistance. So my next target would be probably 325 to 324. And then we can probably get back up here to the 324, 350, 375. I think if we continue this path, I don't want it to blast all in one day. I prefer to have a slow trickle up than just blast and then it just sell off. I'd rather have it slowly go up over time. So this is one I like. So yeah, I do like this one. We got this one. Man, there's so many plays that are just killing it today. I mean, Monday I loaded yesterday at $90.
Right.
We're up to 98 today, and I mean it's a large cap stock. You're up 9% nearly just overnight. Man, there's just so many opportunities out there, and there's just too many things running and not enough hands to put the alerts out for us.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm liking what I'm seeing though the past couple days.
So Monday, look at this. I mean, we're in this like a wedge right here, and we got resistance at these points. I think we have enough room to get up to, I believe, like 103, and then we can eventually, if we continue, like this is what matters, right? The market continues to push. All the stocks here that are bottomed out will continue to push up too. So as long as we get volume, these stocks can definitely test these one. Like this one can definitely test 110, 115, 120 easily, as long as the volume is still there. As we can see, why I loaded it yesterday is because it was holding this level very well. Look at the sell-off yesterday, and then look at the sell-off yesterday, and then we recaptured that really strong support again.
Yeah,
So yeah, buyer stepped in there, and we got ourselves good levels, right? I mean, right here is a good level where our support was found, here again, and then here again. So for me, that's why I grabbed it, and I just, I bought a position. It's only a small first position. I wish I bought a little bit more. But it is what it is. If it continues, I may just add a little bit into that continuation. We shall see, right? But there's so many things moving. Unity moved yesterday. We grabbed it on this dip yesterday. We saw a big dip here at 34. We grabbed it at like 33.80, I believe it was. Let me see. Yeah, so it went down to 33.63. We alerted it at 33.78, and now we're up here at near on $40 the very next day. Man, I should probably put out option alerts for these too. I gotta try to just remember when I alert these big large caps that have huge potential, just to throw out a spread or throw out a an option alert for the call side.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Option alert on the call side. So you play the equity, but then we can pay a small premium to control 100 shares and make the profit on the option side. Absolutely. Something interesting I saw on the heat map. Information technology sector, kind of in the red a little bit, but their sister sector, which is also technology sector, but software application. Lots of software applications, super green today, when regular information technology services still kind of not really doing too well. So looks like there's some confidence in the software application sector. I'm going to be taking a closer look at that sector later today when we get off the stream, but just thought that was interesting. NVIDIA, NVIDIA up to 2.4% today. We had that
up
news.
now 3.3%.
Oh, 3.3.
Got it on the screen here.
Screen.
It's definitely moving up really nicely.
Yeah, we had that news with Pelosi's husband. Bought a bunch of NVIDIA.
Yeah, sure she did.
Yeah, because they're trying to pass some chip bill, and it actually got rejected. They voted no on the bill. So I don't know.
Did they?
Yeah, I heard they voted no on it.
Oh, it's still going up. So I mean, what do you guys think? Insider trading or what? There, I mean,
no kidding.
She's just passing a note down. It's like
exactly.
like when you're in school and like you don't want to get caught by the teacher, you just pass that little note back. That's exactly what she did. She passed a little note to her husband, said, "Go on your way to the trading platform and buy as much as you can." So yeah, that's what they did, and I mean, it's so funny because I came across yesterday Nancy Pelosi's stock tracker on Twitter.
Yeah, there's people tracking it. They actually made a tracker for it, right? The Pelosi tracker.
Absolutely, they did, and it's hilarious to watch this, right? Because I'm looking at it now, and I started following them. They have 60,000 followers, and they just like looking at the top 15 positions of Nancy Pelosi's stock, account. Yeah. Total holding 70.5 million. Their highest position is Microsoft, Salesforce, Google, NVIDIA, Tesla, Netflix, Amazon, Facebook after that, and it goes down the list. But
lots of tech companies.
But it's hilarious that, let me see. So US votes to move ahead on chip bill to compete with China. That's what happened. Fun fact: Pelosi and her husband have made 3 times their annual salary on NVIDIA trade in just 1 month.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think there was some stat from last year that the Pelosi's portfolio in total was up like 80% for the year or something. It was just something ridiculous. Wow. Not to change the subject, Lee, but let's check out SPY. It's kind of blasting right now.
Yeah, it's real
just broke through 394. Really healthy pump there. And I was saying this yesterday. I had a stream with Lily yesterday, a little market recap at the end of the day. And me and her were talking that, if it can hold the 393 area, we're definitely going to see some upside on the SPY. And that's exactly what it's doing today. That's nice to see. I'm definitely an optimist. I definitely, even we do play a lot of short alerts. We short stock a lot. We play a lot of put options, but overall, I'm an optimist. I want to see the market recover. There's a lot of people's 401ks and retirements that are just been getting decimated this year. So, the bigger picture in general, I want the markets to recover. And plus I love alerting leap options, and I'm just, I like seeing these little bull runs.
You want to start alerting, huh? You're getting that jitter. You're like, come on.
I'm getting the
jitters right there. Yeah. SPY's looking good. I mean, it held this so well today. but I
Is
don't think
that
I can fill this
yeah,
curve at all.
I love those fibs you got plotted out there. That I was thinking 393 to 403 would be kind of the next little channel. Um, but
Right,
no,
here's
I
probably
love
about
those levels. Yeah, I was the, I mean, close enough for hand grenades there. 403, 404 was kind of the high end on the
yeah. So
levels
we're
out of
looking
there.
at 396.
Yep.
And then if we get through 396, I think we get to that 400. I really do. I think
Hmm.
we can get there this week, and then we have to really think about next week. So this week, with the last couple of weeks, we've been moving up very nicely
Yeah.
from this bottom at 362, and then we use that as a trend line when it bounced right here. So it's a nice uptrend. Broke this resistance line, and now we're moving up. The only thing is next week we get obviously the federal. They're going to come out with what they're going to do, the interest rate hike, right? So
Yeah.
I think next week could be a different story. This week we just got to jump, enjoy the move to the upside, play it for what it is, play the trend. And then next week we can start fresh again. And based on that news, that's going to be very big news. I'm
It
not sure
is.
if it's priced in,
We'll
or
see. I
we're going
think
to
so.
get new lows.
Yeah, I mean, I think 0.75 might be priced in because that's what they were hinting to at the last meeting. So Jerome Powell's press conference is at 2:30 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday, July 27th. And this is the well, actually 2 p.m. is when they're going to release the target interest rate. So that's going to be interesting. Is it going to be 0.75% hike, or is it going to be 1%, a whole 1%, or is it going to be half of a percent? I mean, we just don't know, right? And we'll see how much of that is priced in depending on what they release.
Yeah, I'm going back to Tesla now, but as you can see,
Yeah,
it
let's do that.
held this trend line right here, right? So we're looking at this uptrend. This is the line we were looking at for it to hold, and it did hold this trend line and then push from there. So now we see a nice recovery here
Mm-hmm.
on Tesla back into the green after that dip at open. So it's looking good still. It's still looking good. But I just wouldn't hold too much into the actual earnings after hours today, I believe, right? I think so.
I believe the
I think
earnings.
it's
Let's
today.
see here. I was just looking at it. July 20th. Yeah, I think it's after hours. It hasn't been released yet, so it's going to be after the bell.
Yeah.
Um, so that's going to be a very volatile time there. We'll
Yeah,
see what
absolutely.
happens. I mean,
Um
anything holding into earnings for Tesla, just try and make sure it's a lotto play, right?
yes, yeah. Is you're basically, when you're playing Tesla into earnings, you're just risking what you're okay losing if it doesn't work out. It's a total straight lotto play. That's how you play it. I mean, it's been on a huge run for the past week, so um, you know, just play very small. Even play with maybe a small amount of your profits that you've made in the past couple of weeks on Tesla with Amy. So
Right.
yeah, just don't throw it away, right? You don't want to be up 15K in the past week and then you throw it away on the lotto play. That's
Yeah,
just not
exactly.
good risk management.
No, not at all. I see you got IBM pulled up there. Me and Lily were talking about that yesterday. They actually had earnings, and their
Yeah.
earnings were actually pretty solid. What happened was analysts are worried about slowing growth and rising risks with IBM. And so very interesting. It sold off, gap down after earnings, even though they had good earnings. But again, that usually happens when the guidance is kind of weak, right? So
Yeah, I believe they said that their cash flow is going to be less than expected.
mhm,
Their free cash flow.
yeah,
So I think they beat earnings, but they didn't. but they obviously didn't meet that expectation with the free flow cash.
Yeah, the expectations,
yeah, for that. So we saw it break down from there. I still love it, man. I still think it's holding this level very well here. I did alert this as a swing yesterday as well, but it did hold this level very well here, 128. And we haven't come back down to retest that level. So if we did come back down, I would, look for a 128 to hold.
Yeah.
If it doesn't hold and you're only in one buy, which I am in, I just wait for the next levels to build and to hold a base.
Yeah.
And then I'll add a second, third, fourth buy after that. Just the very first buy is always a nibble buy. It's like 10-15% of your overall allocated funds for that trade. So it's a little nibble.
Yep.
And then we go from there. But I do like it, man. I do like it. I mean, their earnings they beat earnings. Yep. They got a few price cuts, but it's not that bad. I mean, this price cut right here was like $10 less. This one right here was like $9 less.
Yeah, the price cuts weren't crazy. I mean, it's
weren't
like
crazy.
$5 or $10 here. I mean,
look,
why even release the price cut if it's only
because they want to get a good deal. They want to manipulate the price. So they brought this down right here to from 143 to 135. Like it's a $7-8. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So so I do like IBM long term. I believe we probably get back up to the $140 range again. That's kind of where my target is.
The 140 range. Yeah.
We broke this trend, right? But as long as we can get over this trend again in the next couple of days, maybe in a week or so, then we push right back up to like 135, 140 again.
Right.
The company is solid, man. The numbers, the fundamentals are just outstanding compared with other companies. They got so much cash, so much income with their cloud technology and then their platform that it's a solid company.
They've been around for a long time too.
Yeah, IBM has. Yeah.
Their listing date on the NASDAQ was 1915.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
You could trade IBM for they've been listed for over 100 years on the stock exchange. Listing date.
Yeah.
November 1915. Yeah. So
is that what it's? Let's see.
Yeah.
Wow, 1915. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even alive.
That's when they were doing paper trading, but with real money, like using paper though.
Right? My Lord, look at this. It was that dollar when it first opened up. Oh my goodness, that's insane. These charts just baffle me. Looking at the long term when they were listed, especially like Amazon, like they were like peanuts when they first came on the market down here, like a couple of cents,
Yeah, working at a big Bezos's garage, right?
Yeah, that's when he listed it right here when Bezos was, hand delivering them himself to people's homes, right down there at 7 cents. So he's definitely grown since then.
Selling books.
Yeah. So man, what else you got for me? What else you got?
I like looking at my cruise lines. Cruise lines been on a little tear lately. I like what I'm seeing there. You can pull up Carnival Cruise Lines if you want. I know that's one of my favorites.
This chart is just beautiful chart, guys. I mean, I kept on saying buy in the 8s and 9s as well. Just keep building your position very slowly, man, because this was just a fantastic level to grab.
Look at that bounce on the monthly.
The risk down there at $8 was very low risk because you're just building a position, and that's pretty much where it's been. During COVID, it was about $7.80, and that was probably for a day or maybe a few hours, maybe.
No, it wasn't even that. It wasn't below $8 for no more than a
couple of minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
So I do like, man. Tell us about Carnival. What do you like? Because look at this chart on this is the monthly
That's
chart.
the monthly. I was looking at the 1 hour chart. Looking at the the 1 hour chart.
I'm looking at the max potential. But if you look at the weekly chart, look at this starting to curl back up now. This could,
Yep.
I mean, in the next couple of
Easy.
years,
Could be a
this could go
triple.
back
A
up
triple.
to. Yeah, I believe it. Say it, man.
It could be a triple upper.
I believe so. I think this can go back to $30. I think this is one that if you put in a long-term like portfolio retirement, I think it can go back to at least $20, $30, $40. Once it gets its debt under control and things get back to normal. I even heard that Russia's opening their pipeline for the gas again, I believe it was.
Ooh,
and oil. Nice. That's what I read just now.
Okay.
What did I read that at?
I got Carnival Cruise Lines in my Vanguard account. My average is $9.33, and I have 600 shares. I made sure it was even. That way, I can sell covered calls on it.
I have to do that, man. I have to do even too. I can't be buying odd numbers.
Yeah.
I just can't do that, man. I
do it. I do it so I can sell the
that makes sense too, but I just do it because I can't handle seeing odd numbers.
Yeah. Well, we're math people. We like that.
So. Yeah. So this is good. I mean, I can take this trend line away because it's holding this level very well. Again, it may have dipped below it, but then came right back up to this support level.
Yeah.
Right here, you can see it broke this resistance, this trend line resistance, and then we retested that support again, and then took off from there. So this
almost a $3 move just in the past week.
Yeah, so this is the next resistance point. If you're a long-term, like if you're a swing trader and not like a scalper or day trader, you want to look at the bigger picture. And the next resistance we're coming up to at, you might as well say mentally, $11.
$11, yeah, and we're getting close to that right now. I think if we break $11 and the overall market continues to do well, I mean, I think this thing easily goes back up to $13, $14 easy.
Yeah, I think once we break that 11, I think we have here next 1160.
Yeah.
1160. 1160, and then I'm just looking at eyeballing it, right? So I think 1160 is the next area that we can play to. And then I think right here would be another point, so about 1270. But it all depends on the market, right? If the market continues to push and we're all green, these things can get chugging along and continue for many weeks to come. As long as we get out of this bear market and we start push over that 400 on the SPY. The QQQ is up 1.4% today.
Nice.
That one's the leader of all of the indexes. 1.4%. SPY's up 0.67%. And then you got, I don't know what Dow is. I don't even have Dow on my watch list. What is Dow at? Let me see.
Let me check for you.
Investing.com. It's up.
The Dow is up 0.1%.
It's not up much.
No, not compared to the S&P. I mean, the NASDAQ is the one killing it today.
Man, Dow's barely up. Dow is barely up.
Dow's kind of flat. S&P's up, quite a bit. The NASDAQ is the one killing it today. They're up 1.5% almost. That's how I like to see that. I didn't know if you want to. We got about 10 more minutes here. I didn't know if you wanted to flip back to the SPY real quick.
SPY, you love the SPY, don't you?
SPY is on continuation. They just broke 395. Look at that bad boy. I hope no one's in puts right now because you're getting crushed if you are.
Yeah, this thing is.
It's pumping, baby.
That's where you think also it's like, is earnings priced in, or will earnings push it even higher? Will earnings bring it down? What I've been seeing with earnings is very positive. I think if we continue on this positive route that earnings have been producing, I think we continue up. I think it's a very good chance we continue up as long as the earnings for the big tech companies are good. Absolutely, I think we continue up.
Yeah.
But SPY, definitely not going to play it up here, but let me see. Yeah, so this is, man, this is the next resistance, man. 396.26 area, man. It's been on a tear. So yeah, so that's that, man. Look at this thing go.
Yep. So I'm not currently in any SPY plays. I did have a SPY put that I purchased at the end of the day yesterday, and actually took about 15% profit when SPY hit 391 this morning. And I'm out of it, so I'm not holding anything SPY related right now. I'm kind of happy about that. We could have got some calls when SPY pulled back to that EM,
This
that green
level down
EM.
here.
Or even closer up there to more recent.
I would have probably bought it right here once it broke these levels. Here is
Yeah.
probably where I would have bought it right here. Especially if you miss, like if it pushed through here and retested right here as well. Yeah, this is where you would have bought it.
Yep.
Right here with all these green candles, a lot of volume.
Yeah,
but it's going to continue. I think this one, I think
we're going to go over
SPY,
396.
I think SPY can kind of chase his QQQ and probably go over 1%, 1.5%.
Look at all
maybe.
Look at all that green volume coming in there at the bottom.
Yep, yeah, a lot of volume coming here.
I like that. More green than red. We like to see that.
RSI is curling down a little bit, so we may get a little pullback here, and then you can, if we continue, we can get a little dip buy on the calls.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like if we get a little pullback, maybe towards your 21 EMA, the green one, get a little pullback to there.
Yeah,
maybe do a quick call play. Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna come down though.
So trend is your friend. We're trending up, but you should not be buying puts here. We wait for a pullback and get some calls. It's still early enough in the morning. I think it continues until maybe the afternoon, maybe a sell-off later today. But right now, trend is your friend. We're going up, baby.
Yes, we are. We're going up. No stopping this right now. Yeah, if there's, you guys have, let's see if there's any charts you guys want me to look at. Just let me know. We can take a look at some charts. I know there's so many swings out there, and it's hard to keep track of them all. But we got ourselves some great entries, and all you have to do now, if you got in with all these recent swing entries I put out, then it's just managing them, right? So you're in low, you're in super cheap. You just gotta raise your stops, go by your trading plan. No stress involved because you got in super low. It's just all about raising the stops, trimming your positions if you want, take a little bit of profit here and there. But there shouldn't be no emotions involved. We got in super low, and it's all about managing the trade now, right? So that's all we need to do. I mean, that's the whole beauty about having so many shot callers here, to get us in before the big run, right? Like to get us in when the support holds, when we start to see momentum, we get in pretty much close to bottom. It doesn't even matter if it's 5% above. As long as we're in on the uptrend, then that's all that matters.
I agree with
so
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm looking at Shopify now too, because Shopify was a retirement swing of mine.
Yeah, you got a great. You almost caught that one on the very exact bottom there. So we do have a little over 30 people in the Discord right now. Go ahead with Shopify though. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No. I'm looking at Shopify. It's kind of hard to kind of draw it on. It's better to probably just go to my. Let me share my.
Because Shopify did a forward split as well, right?
Yeah, it did. It did do a forward split. So it's hard to kind of show on a chart that they haven't really updated it yet.
Right.
So let me just share my.
Sometimes they update the daily chart.
Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me bring up this. You guys see this, right?
Oh, there we go. Trading view. Perfect.
Yeah, trading view. So trading view is here. Let me just move this over here so I can see you guys. So yeah, it's better on, for me, it's better on trading view to see as they updated it, you know. So as you look here on trading view, we got a resistance point we're coming up to right now. So let me share this also in our Discord. Sorry guys, let me share this one. Hold on. Change window. It's this one, right? Yeah, it's this one. You guys see Shopify now on the trading view?
Yeah. Yep. That's
in the Discord.
I like trading view. I like to.
Yeah. So so well, also updates too, right? This is the 4-hour chart.
Yeah.
And you can see right here, this is a very strong support level that we held right here. So I can just raise it a little bit.
That's a real nice support there. Basically 30 bucks.
Yeah, so we got that, and then we got this trend line resistance right here, which we blasted through this. If we go on the daily chart and zoom out a little bit, you see this. This is a trend line resistance from all the way up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
We can put it all the way up there even.
Yeah.
And we broke through that now, so it's very positive.
Finally.
Yeah, finally breaking through that. Very positive.
That downtrend you got there, it's like 2 years old. It finally.
Well, it's not even 2 years old. It's like a year and a half only. It's like we only hit all-time highs, I think, November last year. So I think it was from that time. It's not that long.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, let me see. It was from November. Look, November.
Wow.
Only about 9 months ago, 10 months ago. So that's how far we come down, and it's now time to go back up, right?
I love it.
So right here we got trendline resistance. You're looking at 38, probably looking at about 38 bucks. This is where we're going to hit a resistance area right here. If we get over 38, we go back over $40. And it's going to be my longer term targets over $40. We got in about 33 and 32. So longer term, like 40, we can keep on going, and I will keep you guys in the trade as long as possible. We have those alerts that are not in my channel. They're in the retirement alert channel. So you may want to just make sure to follow that channel more as well, because we're going to keep on updating targets. And as you can see with this, we got a long way that we can go. We can start hitting the $50, $60 range again.
Well, Lee, Shopify. I mean, Shopify, it's like e-commerce. They build websites out for people that sell products online. E-commerce is not going anywhere. If anything, more people are going to be going from brick and mortar to e-commerce. It's only going to get bigger. I know it's taken quite a hit the past year, but what a deal on a company like Shopify. That's one of the leaders in e-commerce. And I just see e-commerce getting bigger and bigger, and especially what let's go back to the Discord here. This is what Bacchus was saying is, about maybe some coronavirus variants coming back and some possible lockdowns in the future. And who knows, what if another virus gets, happens or something? And a lot of people are going to be migrating from brick and mortar retail to the e-commerce. So I personally think Shopify is a beautiful retirement play, because the e-commerce is just going to get bigger and bigger as years go by, as these politicians keep playing games with us and we get more health scares and stuff like that. So I love Shopify personally.
Yeah, I like Shopify. And yeah, like I said, these levels are here, like 38 and then probably like 38.50. Once we get over that, we go back over 40, 41, and then we start just curling back up. It's always tough to get over a trend line resistance that's been there for a while. So now that we're over, and as long as we hold, we can just slowly trickle our way back up to this $50. I mean, it doesn't even matter if we do a path, like if we decide to come down a little bit, go up, go down, like we as long as we get a steady, like a steady up towards this $50-$60 range, absolutely we can do that. So you know, that's what I'm looking at longer term in my retirement for that trade. Also Snowflake said Jivo. Yeah, so Jivo.
And then after you look up after we go over Jivo real quick, Bacchus does have two others that we can look at, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up after that.
Yeah, so right here you can see for Jivo, this is going to be resistance. If I put a line, maybe it's, hold on guys, let me put this. There we go. It's probably better to do it like this, and just put this line right here. So this is psychologically it's our resistance right here. We came down from this $4 or $5 range because we had an offering. Right. We sat into this channel for a while. I already drew this out. I knew you were going to ask this, Snowflake. That's why I already drew it out for you. So we broke this top trend line. Now we got resistance. So if we get over 280 and we start to see more buyers come in over 280, we go back to $3 for sure. I think that's where I would aim. We just need to break this 280, hold this area. It doesn't matter if we kind of do like, you know, if we fly through here and come back to retest and then fly up there. That's kind of something I would like to see. That's just a healthy way to play things and to look for. So blast through the resistance, come back down, retest it, support, take off again. And then I think we head back over $3 for sure. Yeah. And, you know, this company is very popular company.
We played this. We played this quite a bit last month right before they did that offering. It had that nice run last month in June. And we played this quite a bit. I think Amy was alerting some momentum alerts on that. You might have even did a swing on it. Jivo is the renewable energy, so kind of like you know, renewable energy. That's been very popular over the past couple of years. So anything renewable energy is definitely forward thinking, you know, future type companies, and I think it's a good company.
I do like it, man. I like this company. I think they do with I believe aviation, like fuel and stuff like that.
Right.
I think that's
what this company but it's like the next generation of aviation fuel. Like they're using like renewable fuels for their aviation fuel stuff. They're calling it kind of like biojet fuel, and it's not your traditional fuel. It's kind of like a renewable fuel that's supposed to be better than, you know, the fossil fuels that we've been using for forever.
It's meant to be more eco-friendly.
Yeah, like more eco-friendly jet fuel kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is. So this is the level, man. This is the level that we're watching. It's been a great play, and we just got to break this area. Once we break this area, we go to $3 or $2.95, come back down to retest at support, and I think we blast off. But it's just that we've been running pretty hot over the last couple of days. So I expect maybe a little bit more of a push and a pullback than the next leg up.
Right.
But like I say, you always got to protect your downside. And you never know, the market may come back down next week with the Fed minutes. So you always have to have a plan for that. Yeah, if that happens, right? Don't throw away your profits.
Next Wednesday, we get the Fed minutes. So 1 week from today. All right, two more, Lee, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up and look for some alerts for everybody. We got Bacchus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He wants to know if we can look at FCell and OCGN. I guess we can start with FCell. We've played that quite a few times in the past.
FCell is one that I liked.
Yeah. It's
I
lots of
like
ups
this
and
one. I
downs,
like
which I
this
like.
one with G. Like we were talking about F cell. What were we talking about? Yes, it was. I put a write up in the group. Let me see what it was. It was related to the same industry.
Yeah, this is like the
Um,
renewable energy, like with the batteries, though. It's like the future of
yeah.
batteries, right?
What was it? Let me
Fuel
see. It
cell.
was, if I can find it. I know that I'm always typing away in my channel. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
find
A
the
lot of
actual.
the customers for FCell are government and military and stuff. So pretty solid client base there for FCell, I think.
Oh, okay. So let me just change my headset because my battery's dying. Give me a second.
Yeah, FCell is hydrogen, what Becca said. So I
Hold on.
love companies like this. Anything renewable energy, I'm a bull on all that stuff for the years to come.
Give me a second. Let me just change my settings. Yeah. All right. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Yeah, those those AirPods don't really last too long, so I have to
Oh,
charge
they
them back
died
up.
on you? Yeah.
Yeah, they died on me. So with F cell, yeah, it was plug, right? So we were looking at plug, and it was kind of the same kind of sector
Yeah.
because they do power related stuff as well, and fuel cells and things like that. So I was looking at plug, and we hit targets with plug already from the write up I put. But this is a resistance trend line right here.
Yep.
If you miss this initial hold of this area here, we can just put a plot on a trend line there. Even we can extend this line down further if you would like.
So what's that? The 30-minute chart you got there?
This is the 30-minute chart.
Okay.
So we're slowly uptrending. So what I would like to see, if you're looking at like playing the momentum side of things and playing the breakout, then I would look for a move over 370. You might as well say 372 because
Yeah,
this is
it's
resistance here and this
yeah.
is resistance here. So 372, 373. Once it breaks that level, I would get in there and aim for $4 plus.
Yeah.
Well, I'd
It's
look for a
sitting right
breakout
on
this
that
way.
top trend line. It's sitting right there, right on that top trend line. So we're going to see some action on this one way or another here soon.
Yeah, so this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for the breakout. So I'd just wait for if you can either wait for this breakout right here on the circle. Let me put this right here. So this breakout
Yeah. Point of interest
right
right
here.
there.
So if it breaks out of here, then you can enter and aim for
Yeah, right
like
there.
right here 383, and then up here we can go higher, like for over $4. I mean, if we got momentum and volume, then I can see this easily over 4 again.
Yeah.
If it hits resistance and comes back down, then I would look at this trend line right here, and this is where I would look to see if buyers step in. If buyers step in and we hold this trend line, I'd buy it here on the bounce around like three. I mean, if 355 holds, if it breaks down and 355 holds, then I would buy it there and then look for the breakout to the upside here, because we're going to get a breakup or a breakdown right here at the end. So I
Yep.
feel that we will probably get, I would think, a nice breakout, and I would look for volume here, buy into the volume, and then aim for higher again, like from
Yeah.
356 up to like 375 plus. So there's
Yeah.
either wait for the breakout, play it on the momentum, or if it gets rejected, wait for the hold of this trend line, play it there, and then play the bounce.
Yeah, I like those areas of interest there on FCell. So Bacchus, some levels to keep your eye on. 375 is the level, and then I'd say
Yep.
around 383, and then over $4. So it's three good levels you can keep your eye on right there. One more, Lee, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Let's take a look at OCGN. I know that's been popular in the past, and we did have some people request it in the Discord. OCGN.
support here, and then trend line resistance. Let me just put it here for FSL is at what did I say? I said 372. 372.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm showing. 372.
So that's the resistance point. And then which one was the next one? So
Three.
FSL's good.
Yeah. So the next one, just real quick, is OCGN.
OCGN. OCGN. Let's have a look at OCGN. We're at $2.70. Yeah, I mean it's been on a nice trend.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Oh, your daughter's saying hello to everybody.
Yeah, she's like, come on, Dad, you've been here long enough on the stream. Let's get going. But yeah, it's holding a nice up, like a nice slow uptrend.
No, she's listening to you because you were like, yeah, it's been on a nice uptrend, and she's like, yeah,
exactly.
It is, Daddy.
It's true. That is absolutely true. So with this, I would probably look at this channel, probably right here.
I like that channel. Yep. That's exactly what I would have done.
Okay, well, maybe, hold on, let me see. Maybe we come down a little bit more right here. Right here. So yeah, say this line right here. It's going to be, I would say this is a good channel that it's hit in.
Yeah.
Right, because that's where we've seen it hit a lot of times, this area. Right here, right here, right here, right here, and here again.
Right.
So with this, I don't really like this company so much. Because I believe they were the ones that were trying to do the COVID vaccine in India, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the fundamental side before I give my opinion on it.
I think they've done quite a few offerings, like a handful of them. Usually every time they pump, they come out with an offering. I think they've done that like 2 or 3 times over the past couple years. But yeah, they were big in the news when about vaccines and stuff like that.
Okay, so their total assets 141 million. Their total liabilities only 10 million. Total debt 3 million. And their debt has decreased as well. So
not bad then, huh?
Not bad. They actually their cash has increased as well. Hold on. Yeah, so the cash has increased over the quarters. Now they have about 129 million.
Yeah, their balance sheet actually is not that bad.
Their balance sheet, not that bad. Hold on.
Yeah, they got 9. Let's go to the quarterly here. Yeah, they got 130 million cash in the bank.
So they have money in the bank, and their assets to liability ratio is good.
It is good. It's like 9%.
They have no income whatsoever. They did before, like barely some income, about 40,000 or something before. Now they have nothing in the past 4 quarters.
Yeah, I mean they were making money on the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, probably in India or somewhere. But why isn't it not making any more money? Is it that bad? Like, what's going on with it? I thought they got an approval in like Canada or somewhere.
They have other products too, like they're doing like diabetic drugs and stuff like that. So they do have a pipeline, so that's good for them. It's not just COVID; they got other stuff.
So yeah, I dilution. They're diluting their shares a little bit. Not that much, but they have been diluting
a couple times here and there,
offering more shares on the open market. So that's diluting the actual company. But let's have a look at other stuff. So the enterprise value is 5. So they're at the current price, they're overvalued at the current price, their market cap. Forecast. Okay, so the lowest forecast of like analysts, right? So just take this with a grain of salt. The analyst ratings, they have it as a buy. The lowest target is 354, and the highest target is 1575. The median is $7 and change. So that's
we
not
need
that.
one of their drugs to get made, and then they need to sell it, and then we get a nice pump on it.
Yeah,
So
they expect their revenue growth. I'm looking at like financial forecasts. They expect the revenue growth to go up 2024, 2025, 2026. They think it's going to go up about, from now to 2024, 1,000% higher. And then
wow,
2025, 145% after that, and then 150%. So they think that their income's going to increase a lot after 2023.
it looks like they got a lot of stuff going on.
So that's on there.
It's
So
yeah.
if you play the actual chart, then you're probably looking at a break of like 285. Probably play it up here to 310. If we get a break of that trend line, so it's like 385 to 310, and then where else can we go from there? Let's have a look. If we just do this real quick to here. So over 285, I think we can get to 310, and then if we hold 310, 315, we go back to like 350, and so on from there. But that's after we break this 285. 285, like 290, I would say, to be safe. Play from 290 to about 310, 315, and then raise your stops along the way. And then you can, if it continues to go with volume, because volume dictates everything, right? So if the volume's there, then we can start pushing higher to maybe the mid threes again.
Yeah. I like the company because they got a lot of stuff in their pipeline. Bacchus on Discord said that they do a lot with the medicine for eyes. I did read that they're doing some diabetic stuff. Right here, retinal diseases. That's going to be the eye stuff there. And then they're also developing gene therapy stuff, and they got a lot going on. So I don't mind playing pharmaceutical and biotech companies that have a solid pipeline. The ones we want to be careful of are the companies that only have one thing in their pipeline, and then when that fails, the company goes zero, basically. So I like OCGN. They got a lot of stuff going on. They're working on a lot of stuff. If we do have another virus pandemic, this company is going to be in the spotlight because they do a lot of vaccine work and stuff like that. So some good levels that you pointed out, Lee.
But you got to remember with this company they deal with eyes or whatever, doing eye trials and stuff, and then they branched off to do the COVID vaccines.
They did, yeah.
I think it was very weird, like transition to try to do COVID vaccine when they're an eye company.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a red flag for me. And also, I remember trading this when Eddie was around. I remember trading this when it was peanuts, man. It was like 15 cents.
I remember that as well.
Before they reverse split, because if you look on the daily time frame,
they reverse split in 2019.
Yeah, so they reverse
split. 1 for 60.
1 for 60. So right here, we reverse split right here. 1 for 60. And then I think maybe before we did another split somewhere, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, after the split, after the split, they were at 17. They were trading at 17 cents. So they did.
That was before split, yeah. And then they split, and then they split. It was like $2 and change, and then you can see it came all the way down to 25 cents.
Right.
And then from there, it went all the way up to like $18-20 because they believed that they had the vaccine and everyone was hyped about it. Yeah, for COVID. So if you go on the bigger picture as well, you can probably look over here, right? And you can say, well, this area was a strong support right here. Right? This is the area it pushed through, it gapped up. Then it came all the way back down to retest and then pushed higher. So if you put that line all the way across, it holds that area very well right here.
Right. Yeah.
And then we build in this slow grind up. Even I can push it up here. You probably have more room to go. So I think that 315 I think over 285, I would aim for 315. And then go from there. Then hit me in a DM, and I can look at it again for you.
Yeah, sounds good.
No?
All right. Well, it's about 11:20 a.m. Been on almost an hour and a half here. Went over some great stuff. We talked about Tesla, talked about the cruise lines, talked about the market in general with SPY. SPY's still over 395, by the way, so that's a nice bullish day on SPY so far, up 0.75% so far, and it's only lunchtime, so got still a big portion of the day left. Me and Lee do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Kind of like a midweek market recap. We just go over a lot of stuff for you guys, and of course go over any tickers that you guys want us to look at. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end the stream. Just real quick, Bacchus wanted to know 285 for OCGN. That's what you're.
I would aim
90.
I would aim over 285, safe to over 290.
Yeah.
And then I would aim for 310 first, 310, 315. That's the next resistance. If we get over 315, then I think we can definitely head towards that 330, 345 area next.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can also keep on updating the chart as we go along every week, if it continues.
Yeah, we'll look at it again next week and see how it reacted to some of these levels that are close to it. So, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, we do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. I appreciate everyone joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a link in the description to join our free Discord to get started with us. But other than that, we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.